Good morning to you. Welcome to Charlene's Kitchen. Today I'm going to make shrimp scampi, and I'm going to show you what the shrimp look like. I buy a bag. It's a 2-pound bag of raw shrimp, easy peel, and I got them on sale at all the time. They run these sales at the Jewel. They're usually $27 for a 2-pound bag, and then they'll run a sale for $15.99. So. They're beautiful shrimp, and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. They are frozen shrimp, and so you can put them in the refrigerator overnight. If you read the directions on the bag, it will lead you in this manner. You can leave them in the refrigerator overnight, or if you want to do a quick thaw, you just put them in a bowl and run cold water on them, and so it'll take a little while, and then you'll start peeling off the shell. These are the shrimp. I've already removed the shell. Okay, it's a raw shrimp, easy peel, and they're a beautiful size. It's like a jumbo shrimp, as you can see. Now, I've rinsed them. I took the shell off, and now we're going to do a little bit of further cooking on this. Now, let me show you the next step that I do. I'm going to drop this just a little bit. And I chop up some garlic. I've got about, now I'm making the 2 pounds, okay, so that's quite a bit. And I'm going to chop up my garlic. I've got about 6 or 7 cloves of garlic here, okay. I'm going to add a little kosher salt to that, just a little bit. I like to use the kosher salt because, as I chop, because it breaks down the garlic to where I want it to be. And it seasons it up for me all at the same time. What I do is I put my shrimp in a bowl with 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And we're going to do that right now. I'm going to bring this up a little bit. And I'm going to put the olive oil, 2 tablespoons, into my bowl. That should be enough to coat the shrimp, okay? So here, that's that. Let me get a little paper towel for this, okay? Okay. Now the shrimp are draining. I want to get the water off of that as much as I can. Not that they have to be totally dry. But what I do is I put the shrimp with the garlic and the oil. I toss it around and I leave them in the refrigerator uncovered in the bowl for a couple hours, or when I'm ready to start making start cooking them up. So sauteing, I should say, because you're not cooking them. I might just take, now if you like shrimp cocktail, here's another thing. You can take a couple of those shrimp, just add them to some boiling salted water, and they just get all pink and pretty, and you pull them out and refrigerate them so they're nice and cool when you have your shrimp cocktail. In fact, I just might do that with some of them rather than use them all for the scampi. I'm going to bring this down a little bit, and I want to show you what I'm doing with the rest of my garlic here. I could bring it just a little bit and bring it this way. Okay, so I already added the salt, and I want to tell you something. This is how I make my garlic bread, okay? I chop my garlic up really fine, add a little kosher salt, just a little bit, and I get it chopped, chop, and then I smash it down. The salt provides the ability to get some of that water out of the garlic. And now I'm going to take this garlic that I've smashed and chopped and put some little kosher salt in. I'm going to drop it into this bowl of olive oil that I told you. I put about 2 tablespoons in there. Okay. So I'm going to toss that around in that oil. I'm going to add about a teaspoon of salt. You know what? I'm going to use the kosher salt. I'm going to put well, let's see here. I'm looking at this. I would say I should measure. I'm terrible. See, I used to ballpark it, but when you're telling people what to do, then it's not right. Okay, I have about, let's see, this is 1 teaspoonful. Let's see, maybe a little bit. won't come out. Okay, not quite a full teaspoon, all right, of the kosher salt. Coarse line, okay. Coarse, kosher salt, coarse. All right, now I'm going to take that shrimp that I have here, that raw shrimp, okay, the raw shrimp that I just peeled the skin off of it. It's been draining, it's good. I'm going to drop it in here now. I'm going to drop it all in there. Whoops. Oh, I thought maybe I saw one of those skins. Okay, so I'm going to drop this shrimp in here, like so. And we're just going to toss those shrimp in that oil, get them all covered, and see if it's enough. You know, maybe I'll add a little more. Oh, no, I don't think I'm going to need it, because I can see by the way the garlic is covering so beautifully with that oil. Oh, this is wonderful. You see how that, I'm just going to toss it some more, because we do want to get that all covered up. Now, I don't cover it, you know, after you're satisfied with how that looks, okay? So it's got the oil and the garlic and the salt. That's going to set it up for a wonderful, when we throw that in the pan and get it nice sizzle on that, that shrimp is going to just turn real pretty pink. And then we'll just add a few things, like lemon, little wine, little parsley, some capers, and some butter. And then I just make some pasta with that, and it's really wonderful. You're going to love this. Another Valentine dinner. Okay, we're going to start making our shrimp scampi. And that shrimp has been in the refrigerator now for, oh, I'd say around an hour and a half to 2 hours. And it's been sitting in that oil and garlic and salted garlic. And we tossed it around, and so it's kind of been marinating, you might say. It's going to have that wonderful garlic flavor. I won't have to add any more garlic because I have about 6 good cloves in there. So I'm going to turn this pan on, get it hot, okay, and we're going to add some oil. Let's see here, a good tablespoon of oil, 1, maybe 2, I'm going to put 2 in here, 2 because we've got quite a bit of shrimp. This is all, not quite 2 pounds because we took 15 shrimp out of there, right? So we're going to get that oil nice and hot. And then I'm going to add, I got my butter out, and it's softened. It's not real hard like a rock. Always pull your butter and things out. It makes it easier. I'm gonna put just a good, it looks like a little more than a tablespoon of butter in there, and we're gonna get that going. Now we don't have to put any more garlic in because the shrimp is just covered, you know, real nice. So it's all there, right? That's the nice part about it. Some of the recipes, they tell you to add the shrimp at this time, but because I marinate mine ahead of time, that part is done. So as soon as I see all my butter melted, I'm going to add that shrimp, okay? That nice shrimp all in there. There it is. And there's oil in there besides. Okay, and now we added some butter and a little more oil. And we're going to get this, we're going to watch this now. Because when they get pink on one side, I'm going to flip them over, okay? It's deliciously done with the garlic. Okay, so I'm going to show you how that looks. Okay, so you see how nice that shrimp is bubbling there in that oil. I'm going to flip those shrimp now because I think they might be just getting pink underneath. Okay, I flipped the shrimp now, and they're simmering very lightly. Again, it's an easy process, but it's delicate because we don't want them to get rubbery. So I'm going to start adding the ingredients to this sauce. Okay, so now we are going to add a few things to make this really delightful, okay? We're going to add the wine first. Okay, I've got a rosé. I really like it. It's a little, it has a sweetness to it, and I kind of like that. I am going to add about a half a cup of wine. Half a cup. All right. Oh, that goes in there. Beautiful. I'm going to raise that temperature a little bit on that. Okay. Now I'm going to add a little garlic powder, okay? Half a teaspoon. Half a teaspoon. I'm going to add a little garlic pepper. Yep, garlic pepper. About a half a teaspoon. Maybe, wait a minute, I filled that up. There it is. There it is, like that. Okay. I'm going to add a little bit of this lemon pepper. Lemon pepper. Oh, I don't want that to spill over on me. Wait a minute. Because you know it did that one time. See? It did it again almost. So I'm just going to put a little bit of that one in there. And I'm going to put in a couple red pepper flakes, okay? I'm going to sprinkle them around. Whoa, we don't want to overdo it. And a teaspoon of, half a teaspoon of parsley. A little more than half a teaspoon because I do like my parsley in there. And that's, that's up to you too. You don't have to add as much as or you can omit what you don't like. Now here's a half a teaspoon of dill. I'm going to put a quarter of a teaspoon more. That's all. Okay, I want to take it easy with that. Now I'm going to add I've got a half a cup of lemon that I squeezed two fresh lemons. I have a half a cup of, and I'm going to put, let's see, not quite a half a cup right now. I'm going to taste it first because you can't take it out once you put it in there. So now I'm going to move that about a little bit. Yep. Let all those flavors just kind of just marry into that whole thing there. What I'm going to do now, let's see, we put all of that in there, all those good things. I'm going to add some more butter. I would say 1, 2, 3 tablespoons more of butter. Because, no, 4 tablespoons of butter. There. And because, this is, the sauce is going to be going on top of some nice capellini noodles after we get over our pasta. I want that butter to melt now. You can see how that, just gently, okay. The butter is melting. And when that butter is all melted, I'm going to taste it and see if it needs salt or if it needs a little more lemon juice, okay? So I have to check that out. Let me get my little tester here. My little tester. I found this so easy. I don't need a spoon. I just sip it. And here we go. I'm going to put a little in there. Let that cool down just a little bit. Wow, I'm really kind of surprised because I don't have to add a thing. It's just right. So, I think we are done with that. I'm going to just cover this shrimp up, and I'm going to start cooking up my pasta. And then we'll plate it up, and we'll make those, the garlic bread too to go with it. Yeah. See you soon. Okay, what I didn't add, and I almost forgot, was my capers. We have to have those capers. So I'm saying that this is about a tablespoon of capers. All right, there we are. That looks good. I'm going to toss that around a little bit. I love the capers in there. Oh, just something about it. I like it on my white fish, and it's just delightful. All right, so there we are. Okay, I added, got the water boiling, and I added about a tablespoon of salt, and I added my capellini noodles to that. It's a nice thin noodle. You can use any kind of noodle you like. I seem to like a thin noodle with this, or like angel hair pasta is good too. You know, I thought I'm going to show you how to do that shrimp cocktail thing because I've done this before. Now, I took out about 15 of the shrimp. So I figure there's 3 of us for dinner tonight. So, and, you know, my husband just loves the shrimp. And I don't know, you have a shrimp cocktail and all of a sudden the meal just becomes something so special. Okay, so I took about 15 shrimp. That gives everybody about 5. I'm bringing this water to a boil. And I put a teaspoon of salt, okay? And it's not a big pot, okay? It's just a small soup pot or whatever, little pot. Okay, so this is coming to a boil. I'm going to drop those shrimp in there, just like that. And they will start just coming up, like my pierogi do. And you'll know they're done. And you don't want to overcook them because then they get tough. Okay, so when they start getting pink, now they're already getting pink. Can you imagine in that little bit of time? I'm going to have you look at that, and they're still, you know, they're kind of pale, you know, looking, and you want them to be completely opaque, and they're just getting all pretty, already pink as could be. I'm going to bring the camera over so you can see. Here's that shrimp. 15, I don't think it was even 2 minutes went by. You can see they're already getting pink, right? I'm going to stir them a little bit, maybe a couple of minutes more, and I'm going to take them out, run them under cold water, and put them in the fridge, uncovered, in a little bowl. Let them. I put some paper towel in there, and I put the shrimp in there and let them cool for the fridge, because you know you want them to be cold with your shrimp cocktail. You can make a little cocktail sauce yourself, or you can buy a little cocktail sauce in a jar. It comes. It's so simple to make. I mean, you can have a little ketchup or Worcestershire sauce, a little celery salt, and some. Well, I'm trying to think very quickly here. Mustard or horseradish. That's how I make my shrimp cocktail sauce. But the cocktail sauces are, you know, they're not very expensive, especially I keep pushing Aldi because, I don't know, they're like $1.19 a bottle for a nice shrimp sauce. So I think that my shrimp is just about, I think I just lost one. Okay. I did. And back in the pool it went. Okay, so I think this is it. This is it. I don't want to get them too boiled too long because I don't want them to get tough. So we're going to drain them and put them in ice water. Okay, I rinsed the shrimp very quickly in cold water. I put a little ice on them and let them kind of drain off. Look how beautiful they are. They're going to be just a wonderful little shrimp cocktail. Just a quick note, if you order a shrimp cocktail And again, it'll have to be in a more of a high-end restaurant. They're going to give you maybe 5 shrimp, uh, roughly around $15. So you can just see where you are so ahead with this whole thing. So I'm going to have this wonderful shrimp cocktail, and then I'm going to make the shrimp scampi, all for about $20, and I could feed 4 people. I was looking over my shrimp that I cooked for the shrimp cocktail, and I want to tell you, be real careful and look over the shrimp, because see, there's a little schmutzy there, and you don't want that. You don't want that there. So I have to rinse that off. I check every little one. Sometimes they get caught in the very crevice. That's little poopies there or whatever. But unfortunately, so you want to look them over, because you don't want to serve your shrimp cocktail and have somebody observe that. Now see, there's a little bit there too. It was like a little. Sometimes it's more than just a little. Look at that. It went all the way down. I'm going to rinse those again. The others look really fine. It doesn't come off that well, I don't think, in the computer, but it's right in this little crevice here. See, it is there. And so I'm going to rinse these again. But I wanted to point that out to you so that you are aware of it. So we've got what? Our red roses and pink roses and our shrimp cocktail, a little rosé wine in a pretty lacy glass. In fact, those glasses are my mother-in-law's from her wedding, from her a shower gift for her wedding. So they're over 100 years old. Little lemon wedges, and look at that shrimp cocktail with a little sauce there at the bottom, a little lemon to squeeze, and here we have our shrimp scampi with garlic bread. Oh, how delightful. What a special Valentine's Day you could make for someone. Enjoy.